That empty water bottle in your trash may spot termites before your floor starts to sag. Most homeowners never see termites until the damage is already expensive. The wall looks fine, the basement smells normal, then one muddy line appears near the foundation, and suddenly a simple inspection becomes a bill nobody planned for. Here is the part that makes this frustrating. Termites usually do not attack your house out of nowhere. They move through soil, search for wood, and follow moisture. That means they often pass through the danger zone before they reach beams, sill plates, or crawlspace wood that can cost thousands to fix. And that is where the water bottle trick gets interesting. It is not a magic killer. Used right, it becomes a cheap warning station that can show you where termites are moving before the problem reaches the house. But one placement mistake can make the whole thing useless, and one sign inside the bottle tells you when to stop waiting. Keep watching, and you will learn exactly how to build the bottle station, where to bury it, how to check it, what the warning sign means, and when termites require a real treatment plan. The water bottle trick is not meant to wipe out a termite colony. It is meant to give you an early warning before the colony turns your house into the food source. That difference matters. A lot of homeowners hear termite trick and immediately think poison, spray, or some backyard shortcut that kills everything underground. That is not what this is. This is closer to a cheap smoke alarm for the soil around your foundation. You are placing a small piece of wood inside a bottle, burying it in the right zone, and checking it on a schedule. If the wood stays clean, you keep watching. If the wood gets chewed, packed with mud, or suddenly looks disturbed, the bottle has done its job. It told you where to look before the damage got obvious. And that is where this becomes useful for a homeowner. Because termites do not usually announce themselves in the living room first. They move through damp soil, crawlspace edges, foundation cracks, porch supports, garage slabs, mulch beds, old stumps, decked posts, and quiet shaded spots. Nobody checks unless something already feels wrong. A bottle station gives you a reason to check those spots before they become expensive. But here is what most people don't realize. The bottle is not the clever part. The placement is. You can build a perfect bottle station and still waste your time if you bury it in the wrong place. Put it next to a rotting wood pile, and you may only prove that insects like wet rotting wood. Put it directly against the foundation, and you may be placing food too close to the thing you are trying to protect. Put it in bone-dry soil, where water never reaches and termite movement is unlikely, and you may check it for months without learning much. So think of the bottle like a checkpoint, not a trap you toss randomly into the yard. The best spots are the places where termites would naturally travel if they were heading toward the house. Start with the foundation corners. Corners often collect moisture because of gutters, splashback, shade, or poor drainage. Then look at garage slab edges. A lot of homeowners ignore the garage because it feels separate from the living space, but that slab edge can be a quiet travel lane. Next, check porch steps, deck posts, crawlspace vents, AC pads, driveway edges, and any side of the house where the soil stays damp longer after rain. That damp soil is the clue. If one strip of ground is still wet while the rest of the yard has dried out, that is where you pay attention. Now pause for a second and look at your own house in your mind. Where does the gutter overflow during a heavy storm? Where does mulch sit too high? Where do you keep firewood? Where did the builder leave scrap wood under the deck? Where does the hose bib drip? That is where this trick starts to make sense. Not because the bottle is powerful, because it forces you to look at the hidden termite roots most homeowners walk past for years. Now let's talk about how the station actually works. You need a clear plastic bottle with firm sides. A thin, flimsy bottle can crush when you push soil around it, and once it collapses, it is harder to inspect. A sports drink bottle or thicker water bottle is usually better than a cheap, crinkly one. Take the label off so you can see inside the bottle. Place a small piece of soft, untreated wood. You do not want stained wood, pressure-treated wood, painted wood, or anything coated with chemicals. The goal is to make the wood readable, not fancy. Soft wood works because termites feed on cellulose. They are not hunting for peanut butter, sugar meat, or the kind of bait you might use for ants or rodents. They are looking for plant fiber. Wood is the signal. But here is the part that changes the whole thing. You need a visible indicator. A lot of homeowners just bury wood in the ground and later have no idea what changed. Was it chewed? Was it rotted? Did it shift? Did rain ruin it? Did ants move in? A bright mark at the top of the wood gives you something simple to read. Use bright orange paint, bright tape, or any marker you can easily see when you open the cap. When everything is intact, the marker stays where you expect it. If the wood drops, shifts, softens, or disappears lower into the bottle, that change tells you to inspect more closely. You are not trying to create a science project. You are trying to create a fast monthly check. Open cap, look, move on. That is the level of simple that actually gets done. Now comes the bottle opening. This is where many homeowners make a mess. They cut huge holes in the bottle because they think more access means better results. But large holes can turn the station into a mud cup. Rain washes in, grass clippings fall in, ants move in, the wood rots too fast. Then when you check it, you cannot tell if the station found termite activity or just became yard debris. Cut small access openings near the lower sides of the bottle. Enough for soil contact, enough for insects to reach the wood, not so much that the bottle loses its shape or fills with junk after one storm. Think narrow slots, not giant windows. The station needs to stay readable because unreadable means useless. Once your station is built, bury it so the cap is easy to find and open. Do not bury it so deep that you need a shovel every time. You want the station low enough to stay stable, but accessible enough that monthly checking does not become a chore. That is a bigger point than it sounds. Homeowners do not fail because the system is impossible. They fail because the system is annoying. If every check requires digging, wiping mud, finding lost caps, and fighting roots, you will stop doing it. Make the station easy to check, or you have built yard clutter instead of a warning system. Here is the simple routine. Place stations around the highest risk sides of the house first. If you have enough bottles, extend the line around the full perimeter. Space them close enough that you are actually monitoring the travel zone, but do not obsess over perfect measurements. A station near a damp garage corner is more valuable than a perfect grid in the driest part of the yard. After rain, walk the property and notice where water sits. That one walk may teach you more than the bottle itself. If water is pooling beside the foundation, fix that. If downspouts dump water 2 feet from the wall, extend them. If mulch touches the siding, pull it back. If cardboard boxes are stored in a crawl space, remove them. If firewood is stacked against the house, move it. This is the pattern interrupt most homeowners need to hear. The cheapest termite defense is not always the bottle. Sometimes it is moving wet wood away from the wall. The bottle helps you monitor, but moisture control reduces the reason termites want that area in the first place. Now let's say you check the station 1 month and something looks different. The wood is damaged, there is mud inside the bottle, the bright marker has shifted, you see pale insects or soil packed into little channels. Do not panic, do not kick the bottle over, do not spray everything with whatever chemical is sitting in the garage. That reaction feels productive, but it can erase the evidence. Instead, take a picture, mark the spot, check the stations on both sides, then inspect the nearest part of the house, look for mud tubes climbing the foundation, look at the sill plate if you have access, check around pipe openings, garage edges, porch supports, crawlspace walls, and deck connections. Use a flashlight, take your time. If you see activity in the bottle but nothing on the structure, you may have caught movement early. That is the best case scenario. It means the warning station gave you time to decide your next move before the house became the meal. But if you see mud tubes on the foundation, soft wood, damaged trim, bubbling paint, hollow-sounding boards, or signs inside the crawl space, treat it differently. At that point, the bottle is no longer the story, the house is. That is when you need a real treatment plan, and for many homeowners, that means calling a licensed pest control professional for an inspection. Some homeowners may use a labeled termite bait system near the active area, but the key word is labeled. Follow the product directions, follow your local rules, do not improvise with random chemicals underground. Termites are not like spraying a wasp nest on the corner of a shed. A colony can be hidden, spread out, and connected to soil in ways you cannot see from the surface. This is why the water bottle trick should be treated as detection, not elimination. And that brings us to another mistake. Some homeowners find a chewed station, replace the wood, and think the problem is handled. It is not. If the bottle shows possible termite activity, that is not the finish line. That is the alarm going off. The next step is confirmation, then you decide whether the activity is isolated whether conditions around the house are attracting them, and whether treatment is needed. The bottle tells you where the question is. It does not answer every part of the problem. Now, there is one more important detail. Not all termites behave the same way. This trick is aimed at termites that move through soil. That matters because some types do not need the same soil path. In warmer parts of the country, especially areas like Florida, parts of Texas, Southern California, and the Gulf Coast, homeowners may also deal with drywood termites. Those can infest dry wood above ground and may not show up in a soil station the same way. So if you live in those regions, do not let one clean bottle station make you careless. You still need to watch attic wood, window frames, exposed beams, furniture trim, and areas where winged termites may appear. That is not a reason to skip the bottle trick. It is a reason to understand what it can and cannot tell you. For many homes, especially homes with crawl spaces, damp soil, wood decks, porch supports, and foundation plantings, soil-based monitoring can still be useful. But it is only one layer. The best homeowner system has 3 layers. First, remove the things that make the house attractive. Second, monitor the soil around the risky zones. Third, act fast when the warning sign appears. That is a lot more practical than waiting for a repair bill. Here is a real-world example. A homeowner has a small ranch house with gutters that overflow near the back corner. The soil stays soft there. There is also a wooden deck post about 6 feet away, and the previous owner left old lumber under the steps. That homeowner does not need to start by panicking. He starts by cleaning the gutter, extending the downspout, removing the scrap wood, and placing a bottle station between the damp corner and the deck post. Maybe he adds another one near the garage slab and another near the crawlspace opening. Then he checks them every month. If nothing changes, he keeps the area dry and keeps watching. If one station gets hit, he knows exactly where to inspect first. That is practical. Now compare that to the homeowner who never checks anything. He leaves the gutter clogged, lets mulch sit against the siding, stores cardboard in the crawlspace, and only notices the problem when the floor near the back door starts to feel soft. Same house type, different habit, different cost. That is why the bottle trick can be valuable even before it ever catches anything. It makes you walk the house with a purpose, and a homeowner who walks the property once a month sees problems earlier. Not just termites, standing water, gutter failure, rot, cracks, rodent entry points, loose siding, soft deck posts, bad drainage. That monthly walk is one of the cheapest forms of home maintenance you can do. Now let's make this even more useful. Do not install the stations and trust your memory. Make a quick map. It can be ugly. Draw your house as a rectangle on paper. Mark the garage, porch, deck, driveway, AC unit, and downspouts. Number each bottle station. When you check them, write the month and what you saw. Clean, wet, mud, chewed, ants, damaged, needs replacement. This takes less than 5 minutes, but it gives you a record. And that record matters because termite activity may not look dramatic at first. One station may look a little different one month, then much worse the next. Without notes, you may forget what changed. Homeowners do this with oil changes, filter replacements, and lawn treatments. Your foundation deserves the same kind of attention. Another tip: replace bad stations quickly. If a bottle cracks, fills with mud, gets crushed, or becomes impossible to read, do not keep checking a useless station. Replace it. The system only works if the signal is clear. Also, do not use treated lumber scraps just because they are sitting nearby. Do not use painted trim. Do not use plywood that may contain glue layers and coatings. Keep the wood simple, clean, and untreated, and do not soak the wood in sugar, syrup, soda, or anything else. That is how people turn a termite monitor into an ant problem. The goal is not to attract every insect in the yard. The goal is to monitor cellulose-feeding activity in the soil. Simple wood is enough. Now, before we move into the final takeaway, here is the part I want you to remember. The unbelievable part of the water bottle trick is not that it is complicated. It is that most homeowners already have the materials, but they do not have the habit. A bottle, a piece of wood, a few small openings, a smart placement, a monthly check. That is all it takes to create a low-cost warning line around the parts of your house that usually go ignored. But do not oversell it to yourself. If you already have visible termite damage, mud tubes on the structure, soft beams, or active insects inside the house, this is not the moment to experiment and hope. The bottle is for early warning. Serious signs need serious attention. Used the right way, the trick gives you time. and time is what termites usually steal from homeowners. They work quietly until the repair is no longer small. They turn hidden moisture into hidden damage. They make a normal-looking wall, step, beam, or floor hold a problem you cannot see from across the room. The bottle station changes that relationship. It gives you a place to look. It gives you a signal to read, and it gives you a reason to walk the foundation before the house starts giving you louder, more expensive signs. So when people hear water bottle trick, they may picture a gimmick. But the real value is not the bottle. The real value is catching the warning while the problem is still outside. So the big lesson is simple. This water bottle trick is not a magic termite killer. It is an early warning system. The bottle holds the wood gives termites something readable, and your monthly check tells you whether something is moving near the house before the damage becomes obvious. That matters because termite problems get expensive when homeowners find them late. A few minutes walking the foundation, checking damp corners, looking near porch posts, garage slabs, deck supports, and downspouts can give you a head start most people never get. The real value is not the bottle itself. It is the habit of catching small signs before they turn into soft floors, hollow trim, or a repair bill you did not see coming. But there is one hidden issue most homeowners miss. Termites are only one part of the wood damage problem. Carpenter ants, powder post beetles, moisture rot, and wet crawlspaces can quietly weaken a home in ways that look almost the same at first. If this helped you think differently about protecting your house, subscribe for more practical homeowner fixes like this, and hit like so more people who own homes actually see it. Next, we are going to look at the quiet wood destroyer that many homeowners mistake for termites until the damage is already spread.